videos.
My name is Brian Choi, and my in-game name is Tree. Just feel great and nervous and exciting. Last year, I got disqualified. This year, that's not gonna happen again. I research every single my opponent and watch their replay, and I bring my secret weapon as well.
Diana putting in so much work right now, landing that stun.
Tiger or Joseph, they don't play RTA that much. Really hard to check their replay. The rival I want to face, I think you already know, Thompson. It's about the revenge. Your journey gonna end here. I'm gonna win.
I'm Tommy, my in-game name is TopaV, and I'm from San Jose, California. I've been preparing just by studying Tree, obviously, booting up accordingly. The main hurdle is obviously having to fight Tree. He's obviously one of the strongest players here, so that's going to be difficult. I probably would have liked to face Michael Yan. I think my biggest advantage coming into the America's Cup is my adaptability in pick and ban.
TopaV's going to LA!
My goal was just to make the America's Cup, and I already achieved that, so anything beyond this would just basically be a bonus. I'd be overjoyed if I were to make it there.
So like you guys were saying, we have a lot of tournament experience coming up here. TopaV and Tree have been here through SWC's history, and we're having a little hard time deciding who we think is going to win, so we polled the community to see what they think. Let's go ahead and see those results of the match predictions. Right now, I'm feeling the 50-50, but we know that it looks 64% in Topa's favor. Hey, what's going on, Tree? How are you? All right, everybody. So that's the match prediction that we found from the community, but for the people here, give it up for Tree if you think he's going to win. Let's hear it. Now let's hear it for Topa if you're rooting for him. Now let's hear from Stoic and Make It a Bud. So guys, going into this, who are you rooting for?
I really want to give it to TopaV. I want to see that man do well. I think he deserves it. He's been here a lot of times, and I want to see him move forward. I would love to see him in Paris.
And I would just want to see a good match with lots of violent procs and lots of resists.
Love
this
it.
This game is built on those runes, and I would love to just see good plays and a lot of RNG, and just may the best man win.
And we'll see if we see that kind of match here. This is round one of the final match in the quarterfinals. Have fun, guys.
Here we go. This is an exciting match we've got here. We've got TopaV. We've got Tree. Tree's got that first pick. What does he choose to either take from Topa or lockdown?
Yeah, it's interesting too that Tree has first pick. Let's look at the pre-bans here. I think obviously that Yun Hong is going to be pre-banned, so it's going to be pre-banned games 1 and 3 if there is a game 3. But what's interesting is Topa's pre-ban on the Nephthys because Tree has multiple LD units. So taking out that Nephthys tells me that Topa does not want to be outsped all the time here, but does allow Tree to have that Tiana in his back pocket.
Ooh, Tree, quick. That was quick to lock down that Hathor, taking that unit away from TopaV.
Yeah, taking away that Hathor from TopaV. TopaV needs to take a Ganny, so Tree does not have a Ganny Hathor lockdown. That's exactly what he does. Tree, at some point, I think, will run a Tiana, potentially, but Vertihau is a great pick, as we've mentioned, into Ganymede, and he's going to decide here, does he want to lay the Tiana down now, or Daphnis is a great pick here, because it allows Tree to snipe out the Fran or the Ganny.
And we've seen this Daphnis before from Tree. We know we're going to see some high damage coming from that unit.
And TopaV has to respond with the resetter into that Daphnis, so that's exactly what he does with the Okeanos here. And TopaV may even want to be thinking about taking a Josephine to be able to counter that Hathor if he needs to let it go. So TopaV's probably going to lay down Okeanos and probably a Josephine, or Lauren is a very aggressive pick from him.
I like to see the Lauren coming from TopaV. I think he needs that. That's that defense break. He needs to capitalize off of that damage.
Yeah, but that Lauren does open himself up to when Tree does lay down that Vanessa. Tree now outspeeds TopaV, so that Lauren, the way it looks, is likely on Swift to open up a hole for the Ganny, but when Tree lays down that Vanessa, it then puts into question who's going to go first or not.
Ooh, Tree showing that Amelia as well. Vanessa Amelia wrapping up Tree's draft.
Interesting pick on the Amelia. Tells me that Tree is content on letting both Ganymede and the Okeanos through. He may actually choose to ban out the Lauren. We're not sure yet, but I definitely think TopaV should be thinking about banning out the Vanessa. But at this point here, that Amelia really throws a wrench into things and may not be able to ban out Vanessa. So because that Amelia is going to disrupt the entire Ganny Oki combo. So very good.
Could we
Second
possibly
pick
see
by
a
Tree.
Diana? And, ooh, going with the Rika. We are confirming that ban on that Amelia.
We are confirming that ban indeed. So very all-in play by Topa. I do like that. You do play for it. If that Rika does proc, it is game over the other way. So Tree on very high alert now knows that this Vanessa's going through. This tells me that Tree will snipe a unit out though. If he takes out this Rika, that Vanessa Daphnis is coming through. TopaV will be fighting 3-on-4 off the bat. So I think we're going to see that ban on Amelia, ban on Rika, and a unit gets sniped off the bat here.
All right, here we go. Ban onto Fran. Tree, that is a very interesting decision coming from you. Definitely surprised us.
He's gonna then he's gonna snipe out the Rika. Let's see what he chooses.
All right, let's see. We got a speed lead coming from Tree. We had an accuracy lead coming from TopaV, I believe. Here we go, guys. We've got round one in between Tree and TopaV. Let's see who takes this first turn, and it is coming from Tree. We have that snipe exactly like you said. Can he get that defense break?
We'll see here, and that's a very fast Daphnis outspeeding that Oki by a mile.
There's the defense break like we saw before. And he does! Snipes off that Lauren at the start of the match.
So TopaV is going to be fighting down 3 units to 4, but Ganny, Oki, Rika are so oppressive here. I actually like TopaV's position right now.
Went for the reset, the stun onto the 3 units there. Only Vanessa stayed up.
Yeah, and Vanessa on its own does absolutely nothing. This Rika's going to get skill 3 and wipe out Tree's entire team and lock it down.
Really needs to lock this down. We can see everyone's stunned up right now. Dots are all over this field. We do get an additional turn coming from Hathor. First skill comes out onto Ganymede, but we have a reset up. He could dump attack bars here.
Exactly, you could definitely dump attack bars, but chooses to ventilate the Oki to get 4 stuns, and then having that Rika to apply more stuns later. This is incredibly impressive. Topa's in a very good spot.
He does. He lands that reset onto Vanessa as well. We see that first skill looking to get that stun. We do get a Vile proc coming from that Vanessa.
Yeah, so TopaV is able to dump attack bars with the Ganymede, and if any of Topa's units proc, that's huge.
He does. He did get that additional turn coming from that Ganymede as well. We see the glancing not being applied to that Vanessa. He's going to continuously burn down the Verti-heal now.
And TopaV again has stuns.
Oh, he did not receive stuns for days. I knew that was coming.
And unfortunately gets revenge proc too, so Tree is actually able to take his turn now, and TopaV needs to reset this Rika and go off here, but Tree does have a chance now.
Yep, he really needs to. We got the ventilate coming on to Rika. He needs to sleep that Rika so that Rika does not get that turn. Big resistance on to the Rika.
But if he can glance at Rika, Rika's not going to do very much. Does not
glance the Rika either. He's looking to drop that unit. Can he land that defense break here in Vile proc? Oh, he does not, but we can see he's going to continuously focus down. That Rika does get that additional turn.
That is the world's biggest proc because it allows Tree's entire team to move in front of this Rika, so that Rika is going to go down right now.
Yep, that Rika is definitely going to be going down right now. It's not going to be able to stay alive with that defense break sitting on top of it right now. And there is the Daphnis there to finish it off. Not looking good for TopaV.
Yeah, so TopaV, unfortunate there that Tree was resisted that stun on the Verd, and at the same time, Tree's Hathor had it proc that would have sealed the game right over, but TopaV has Ganny Oki. It is a very aggressive combo.
Definitely a very aggressive combo. He's able to stun, able to reset multiple units here. Can he drop this Verti-heal?
I think he skill 2s into the Verd to do damage, and that's exactly what he's doing. Takes it out.
Does drop it, but we get an additional turn coming from this Hathor.
Oh no.
That's just so many procs, and Tree's smiling there, knows that he got lucky there, takes this time to enjoy that delayed promise, but Tree really getting lucky here with 22%.
Does put that Okeanos to sleep. Okeanos not going to be passing that sleep over.
And Daphnis does have skills up again. That's a lot of damage. That's another unit that's going to fall at this point in the game. So Tree's got this due to multiple violent procs.
That goes for that Hellfire, finishing off that Okeanos. We get an additional turn. Little late, coming from that Ganymede. TopaV's going to concede. Tree takes round 1.
Tree already at match point against Topa. That proc from Verd was nuts, and Tree knew it. We saw him react to that.
He knew it.
He knew it. But I gotta commend TopaV. That Rika is such a great control option. Even after Tree put Topa at a monster deficit, it didn't look like he was out.
Exactly, and I actually think what should have happened was Tree should have sniped out that Rika because a Lauren on its own doesn't do as much, especially Swift Lauren when you read those attack bars. So Tree actually kind of misplayed there and went after the Lauren, took it out, of course, but of course letting Topa actually have probably a 90% chance to win that. But again, RNG Gods not on Topa's side this match. We'll see if luck swings the other way.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Topa loves that CC archetype in the draft. What do you think of Tree's adjustments so far? Did you like his draft before the Verd proc?
I mean, I did. I think you got to have faith in Tree with most of his drafts, most of his units. He has very, very strong runes under all of those things. So with a little bit of RNG, things can go very, very well with Tree.
I did like his draft, but his draft was very good. It was a very commanding draft, and he was able to dictate how he wanted to open that.
Now, Tree and TopaV, you can see it behind me, they both have very strong hexagrams. Does either of these players, do any of them have an advantage over the other?
I would definitely say Tree's got better runes and has more LD Nat 5s. He's got the Neftis, he's got the Arda. 2 is greater than 1. So Tree does have that just by basic math. So I would give the edge to Tree a little bit here.
Now, TopaV has a lot of support from his family, and it looks like Leo's down there with him right now for an interview. Let's hear it.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yes, I am here with TopaV's family, and let's go ahead and introduce you guys. What are your names?
I'm Tuka.
I'm Timo.
My name is Sarah.
Awesome. How are you guys enjoying the cup today? How's it going?
It's really fun. It's my first one ever, so I'm really excited.
Yeah. Is this your first esports event in general?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how's he doing? Is he making you proud?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Did you ever think when he started playing this game that he would end up on a stage like this?
Yes, of course.
Did you know? Oh wait, you did know. You encouraged it. I would imagine you did anyway. So do you play the game as well?
No, I actually introduced them to it, but then I quit.
It's all your fault. You quit. How long in before you quit?
Like a few years. I don't know.
A few years? It's been out for a few years, so you're still playing.
No, I quit a few years ago.
Oh, a few years ago. Okay. Any words of encouragement for him as he goes into his next match?
You better win.
Dude, you hear that? Those are your encouraging words. How about you guys? Maybe a little softer?
Just do your best. That's
Just do your
enough.
best. One more from Dad.
I know the procs win.
Hey, there you go. Thanks so much, you guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I'm going to throw it back up to the casters. Take it away, guys.
So much encouragement. You better win. Man, I wish somebody said such kind things to me. You better win. That's fantastic. These players are ready and waiting in the pick ban phase. Tree's got game point over TopaV. Let's see if Topa can put a point on the board. Stoic, make it a bud. Take it away.
Come on, guys. We've got round 2. Tree, TopaV. Tree has one up on him. Can TopaV bounce back?
Yeah, and at this point, TopaV will have his Yanhong in play this match here. Yanhong being one of the best units in the game, so fully expect that TopaV will use it. So let's see what else he decides to ban here.
No, we see some Fairy King pre-bans here. We see the Daphnis and the Ganymede getting pre-banned.
Interesting ban on the Daphnis there from Tree. Pre-banning that, telling me he wants to go with a lot of Hathors, a lot of Frans, and TopaV going with the Hathor first. Tree pre-banning the Daphnis, and Tree's actually flashing that Fran multiple times, telling us that it's on. We know he has that triple violent Fran. He's reminding us that he has that weapon up his sleeve. And of course, pairing it off with the Verd, taking that away from Topa, because when Topa pairs a Verd with the Yanhong, it is very scary. So good picks by Tree. TopaV going with the Water Monkey and the Yanhong makes sense. Good picks. Water Monkey very solid in the Verdahile.
Yep, most definitely. Like that the Yanhong draft, we were obviously expecting to see that coming from TopaV. And we see the Nephthys and the Tiana from Tree.
Wow, very good picks by Tree here. That Nephthys is very oppressive in the TopaV's comp. So look to be that potentially being a ban. I'm not exactly sure about the Tiana here, because Tiana and Fran together are not exactly the best combination, because when you have an AoE strip and then afterwards don't do very much, that Tiana better do a lot of damage. So I think TopaV can just play to survive. Maybe even a Triana would be a very good pick here, or something like that. Goes with the Josephine. Interesting considering Tree does not have any form of control here, but takes it just so Tree doesn't have it.
Gotcha, and he wraps up his draft with that Lauren as well. Let's see what Tree can respond with. Now, there's not a ton of damage come from TopaV. You know, there's some tanky units in that box right there that he could be drafting. Will he show it or not?
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised here to see Tiana being the ban from TopaV, because TopaV's lineup looks a lot like it wants to snipe something out with that Lauren, Water Monkey, and then Hathor here to put everything to sleep. But Tree responds with a lot of damage and a Wind Monkey.
Bringing in that Wind Monkey King. And the bans are out. We see Hathor getting banned on Topa's side, and the Doc Desert Queen getting banned on Tree's side. Leader skills going out. We got a speed lead coming from Tree. Resistance lead coming from TopaV. Here we go. We've got round 2. TopaV, Tree. Can TopaV hold down for one more match? First turn is going to be Tree. We have the third skill coming out with Tiana.
Yeah, and obviously Tiana's going to take the first turn. We're going to see if how much Tree can tee off on TopaV's team here. If Tree does not get if Tree gets a proc, the game ends, right? Or swings the game a lot here. And if it doesn't, TopaV has an advantage to come back.
Yeah, because Tree is really trying to focus down that Lauren already. Can he get that defense break? Does not get that defense break here.
That's the resist lead coming into effect here. TopaV resisting that, and he's going to go straight for that Verd and probably snipe it with the Yunhong Water Monkey.
Can he get rid of it here? Oh, charge Vitality to reboost up that Lauren.
He's reboosting the Lauren, and he has a nuke from Yunhong and a nuke from Water Monkey King. This Verd is gone.
Verdiel receiving a ton of damage coming from Water Monkey King. In Revenges was able to boost up his attack bar. We're gonna see that second skill dealing a ton of damage onto Topa's team.
So 15% doing a lot of work there.
Does not get that strip onto that Wind Monkey King.
Yeah, big miss on that strip, as you said. So unfortunately, that Wind Monkey does have attack buff.
Yeah, Blade Fan does come out dropping that Verdi-heal.
Yunhong actually in a lot of trouble. That's a very squishy Yunhong here. It's almost down.
Yep, oh, he was looking for an AoE stun, does not receive AoE stun. The Wind Monkey King does get stunned. He is gonna cleanse that right back up.
TopaV needs to control this Wind Monkey here as Yunhong is gone. He is a long way from heals.
Very long way. He needs to keep the damage down. And there's that big stun onto Fran.
And this Yunhong might not live to get a turn. It needs a proc next. Or TopaV can go for more damage on the Wind Monkey.
Went for damage on the Wind Monkey. Can he push that attack bar back so Yunhong can get a turn? But he's going to need a Vile proc right here. Can he receive it? No, he needs a stun to keep these units back.
Does not get the proc, but if TopaV can down the Wind Monkey, he's going to be in a good spot.
We can see the strip and the attack bar boost coming from Tree. Fran's up here looking to attack break the Water Monkey King.
Yeah, and at this point, the Yunhong just dropped. TopaV needs to down this Wind Monkey and trade units right now.
Really does. He does get that defense break. Can he get an AoE stun here? No AoE stun, but he does stun up that Wind Monkey King.
And Tiana does a lot of damage. Saves that skill too, though, for when the Fran can attack buff.
Does get that provoke onto Fran. Fran does get stunned up as well. Can he drop that Wind Monkey King? Not yet. Can he do it here?
We'll see that Lauren could also drop the attack bar of the Tiana, and that's exactly what it does there.
He did go for that. He does have that defense break as well. Wind Monkey King still standing tall.
And at this point, Tree needs to decide when he wants to use Tiana's second skill because that Fran is never moving.
Yeah, we can see a lot of damage coming from that Tiana still. Can he drop the Wind Monkey King or does he choose not to go for him? He does, and he does drop it. We get the additional turn. He needs the AoE stun here. Does get that stun on a Tiana as well. Defense break goes on to Fran. It is looking good for TopaV. He's gonna he does get that stun and additional turn as well. TopaV in full control. There it is. TopaV taking round 2 away from Tree.
TopaV taking us to a round 3 of the match we've all been waiting for. He went for the kill and he got it. God bless him, that's awesome. I love seeing people secure the kill. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. Now, normally I was expecting to see that Fran proc a whole bunch more because we know Tree found DB11 and that's where he ruined his Fran.
And we expected that triple violent Fran to proc there, but it did not. And he actually held back earlier on a Tiana skill too, anticipating an attack buff of Fran, but realized he would never get it with the Lauren on the field. I think in that situation, TopaV, again, sniping out that unit, huge, played out to his advantage and allowed him to snowball.
TopaV had great threat assessment, and that's what you saw here. I think that's what ultimately won this match. He had that threat assessment, and he kept Psy away. Tree.
This is it, guys. This is round 3 of the final match in the quarterfinals. Winner moves on. Take it away, Stoic, and make it a bud.
Here we go, guys. Round 3, like he said, winner moves on. We cannot stress that enough, guys. We see the pre-bans coming out, the Nephthys and the Yunhong, just like that first match.
No surprise there. Yunhong, again, very powerful unit, and Nephthys really enables Tree's team because that's another speed lead, and that's also a lot of defense breaks. So make good pre-bans on each side. Tree, of course, obliging, taking that Hathor away from TopaV. TopaV instantly slamming down that Ganny, knowing that he needs to take it.
And that Verdi heal as well.
So Tree here could take a Fran and a Water Monkey King. I think those would be 2 very good picks here, knowing that TopaV does not have immunity, and Water Monkey King is something that deals very well. But Daphnis also a great pick into this Ganymede that has will.
Yep, definitely is. We're seeing a little bit like that first match here.
Exactly, very much like that first match. TopaV instantly going for that Josephine. Josephine dealing very well with this Hathor. Tells me that he's probably not thinking about banning that Hathor, but that Daphnis is definitely very scary.
definitely is. Let's see what TopaV responds with. Brings out the Okeanos as well.
Yeah, brings out the Oki because he needs to be able to reset either Daphnis or Hathor or force Tree to ban it. So far this draft, everything is very standard. Makes a lot of sense. At this point here, Tree needs to decide, does he want to lay down that Vanessa like he did earlier and Amelia, knowing that he could have the ability to stun a unit? I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yep, showing that Amelia again. I think he's worried about seeing that Rico one more time.
Yeah, and if he sees that Rika, maybe he'll decide to snipe it. Goes with the Artemil
Ooh,
instead.
there's the Ada.
There's the LD unit. However, the issue with this draft here is if Artemil is banned and TopaV does decide to reset that Daphnis, Tree has no damage unless, of course, Tree bans out the Oki of TopaV. So TopaV needs to make a very good last pick here.
Let's see what he finishes off his draft with, and he's looking at that Water Fairy.
Okay, so TopaV is basically going to be banning out that Amelia here and hoping to use the Oki to reset the Daphnis. And if I'm Tree, I turn around and ban out the Oki so that this Daphnis can go on. So the bans should be Amelia and then Oki, but instead we see a Josephine.
Well, let's see if your prediction stays true here.
So Topa needs to land this reset onto the Daphnis or TopaV is going to lose a unit off the bat.
This could be anyone's game at this point. We see the speed lead getting selected by Tree, accuracy lead being selected by TopaV. This is round 3, guys. Round 3. Winner is moving forward. Will it be TopaV? Will it be Tree? Let's find out. We see Fran going first here on Tree's side.
And that Swift Fran is going to make it really hard to reset on this Oki. And actually, that Daphnis moves first.
Does get that defense break. That's definitely going to be finishing off this Okeanos here. And there it is. Tree is able to snipe out one of these units.
35,000 damage. That's way too much. And again, TopaV's going to sleep right now.
Everybody goes to sleep. Ganymede stays up here.
TopaV needs a lot of proc, so this is over. Tree has full immunity. He's got an Artemil as well. This looks tough.
Spare stun onto the Ganymede.
And this is over off the bat. That Daphnis did too much work too fast. TopaV in a really, really tough spot.
We do get an additional turn here. He should be cleansing up that Verti heal. Maybe putting something to sleep.
Definitely needs to think about healing. Does provide that Verta help, but again, needs to assume that the Arta will not stun because TopaV is massively behind and needs to greed here.
Ooh, no stuns. He's dodging the Despair stun on that one. Gets the reset in the attack bar dump there on Tree's team.
And Tree right now just needs to tunnel down that Verd because once that Verd goes, Topa's not going to take many more turns.
Yeah, big sleep onto the Ada. He really needs to keep that unit back.
It's actually a very good sleep because that's 2 turns. Takes out of the picture. Now TopaV needs to proc a couple more times, isolate more units, and take out this Daphnis.
Yeah, there's that additional turn we were talking about on the Ganymede. There's the cleanse on Ada. Ada's right back up.
Yeah, and if this Verd can revenge proc a couple times, this TopaV may be able to come back. But again, TopaV's still in a rough spot.
Ooh, Hathor getting an additional turn as well, putting that Water Fairy to sleep.
Yeah, that's a very big additional turn. And on top of it, that Hathor has delayed promise next turn.
Yep, we're going to see Lansing getting put on Ada. He doesn't want that full damage coming from him. He's able to get an additional turn here. Resets Hathor, dumps attack bars on everybody.
Very, very nice proc by TopaV's Ganys. Allows him to seal magic on that delayed proc.
Oof, another 2-turn sleep going on Ada. Able to boost up and heal that Verti heal.
Yeah, TopaV's actually recognizing that the Fran is a threat. Very good assessment here. However, when this Daphnis gets skill 3 up, that is dangerous as well.
Yeah, that's right. Immunity's coming back up here again. No additional turn coming from that highly vile-procking Fran.
Yeah, TopaV's Tree's Daphnis has skills up next turn, so TopaV should be aware of this and needs to go after Daphnis.
He needs to get an additional turn with that Verti heal. That's just not happening right now. Getting plenty of additional turns with Ganymede, though.
Yeah, however, again, this attack buff Daphnis is going to do a lot of work. It does not need defense break to take out a unit of Topas.
Yep, not at this point for sure. Healing and cleansing up Ada. And are we going to see that Hellfire? Now we're going to see a skill 2. Going for that Hellfire. Can he finish off that Verti heal? And he does. Not looking good for TopaV.
Again, that Hellfire too much does not need the defense break. Did 22,000 damage. That's going to be the end for TopaV.
It definitely is. We're going to see some glancing up. An attack break going out onto the Water Fairy. We get an additional turn coming from Hathor. There's a sleep. We get an additional turn coming from a Water Fairy. Probably going to put another unit to sleep.
Yeah, and Tree, again, has this Fran here. That Fran's going to be able to pick up his team. Too much sustain on Tree's side. I mean, TopaV's run at SWC is over here.
It definitely is. We see the Overwhelm coming out, looking to reset some of the skills here, and he's trying to try and finish off this Ganymede first.
Yeah, so again, Ganymede's proccing here, but again, not enough damage on TopaV's side. There's also the Artemil that has not really, still at full health. I mean, this is very oppressive.
Yeah, very much. We're going to see a sleep going out on to Fran. and no despair stones coming from Ada. Ooh, big freeze coming from that water fairy.
Yeah, and Tree is just doing the motions here. This game is pretty much over. TopaV taking his time, enjoying the last moments of the tournament. But again, Lucia's not going to
Definitely is. There it is. TopaV's going to concede. Tree's taking round 3 and moving forward.
Tree going on, securing his spot at the semifinals. Tree saw he was in control. He was looking so relieved because that's an intense match. TopaV is no pushover. I gotta say, Topa knew how strong that Daphnis was